Okay, so we are in Maya 2017, and we are going to be using a Gnomon exclusive rig. Actually, this one was created at Gnomon, and all Gnomon students have access to this rig. And this one is called Bounty Hunter, and I like this one because it has a lot of really great settings in the rig. Right, so this is the basic rig that we'll be using. I have a lot of display layers here that I've went and hid certain things. So for anybody who does have access, it's got a lot of face controls and shapers here. These kind of shapers basically kind of bend the rig. I've hidden a lot of these on purpose because I don't necessarily need it for my animation for this demo. And if I do need them, then I'll just go ahead and unhide them. Right? So, especially these IKFK arms and legs, I'll be hiding and unhiding those. So let's take a quick walk through the rig itself. Pretty standard for everything you come to expect from a character rig. But if we look at it here, we have the basic hip controls here. We have our IK feet, and I can switch those on and off. It's got some cool kind of controllers here where you can put a nice kind of ball roll there, and little controls where you can do the heels and also the toes and the heels. We'll be using a sword just like this that was created by Patrick Yoon, and looks great there. So we'll be attaching that to Bounty Hunter here in a little bit. You can see Bounty Hunter's got has a lot of finger controls as well. I just turned off my mesh display here. If you turn this one off, by default it's on. You can select the mesh, and I prefer to just have it unhighlighted so I can just select controls. As far as looking at controls and everything, I tend to just everything's on by default. I tend to just turn everything off and go to show my curves and show my polygons. Right. And like I said, yeah, a lot of finger controls here. We could be able to do certain things there. Get some nice grips around the sword, hopefully. And one thing that I really like, and this is in quite a few rigs, is that when I rotate my spine like this, you see how my arms and my head are not following its rotation, and I really like that. So like if I have this one on this particular rig is called Isolate. Sometimes it'll be called World or Follow. You just basically have to find this controller, which basically kind of turns off the rotation of the arms so you can independently control it yourself. What I mean by this is I turned it off on this arm. Now look at what my arm is doing on this side right here. Right? It's just like moving with the rotation. And this can be really annoying because if I have a nice pose where I'm like this, and then the note that I'm given is, oh, just push this chest forward but leave the arms and everything else as is. If I push this forward, my arm goes with it in a weird kind of way, right? Whereas if I turn this on, turn my isolate back onto the one, it's like if I'm in this pose and it's like, oh, just move the chest over screen left a little bit, I could do that, and my arm still stays in its orientation. Okay, so I do that as you can see, I do that for the head too. So I have a nice kind of, the head's always looking in world direction unless I specifically animate it, and that's kind of what it's all about, which is having more control over the rig. So yeah, we'll kind of I'll kind of dig more into all this stuff as I continue to animate, and you can see the demo that I'll do. And but I just wanted to kind of give a brief overview of this rig in itself. So next step is to talk about our key poses and how do we start with our key poses in combat.